Jan Traka has been nominated twice for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay, thank you very much again.
You're welcome.
And I think he's rescued about 2,000 children.
I hope that you will come back to Sweden.
To get Sompop's trust in this alone was a major coup for us.
After I have been working hard for 2 years for this case, I don't want to go to Bangkok to negotiate more time or fight with the police. They did it for us. The Greyman team, they call me and say, oh, Kun Sompop, difficult, but don't worry, we're going to do it.
We provided some funds and we provided expertise and personnel, and with the assistance of the Thai police, we set up a sting operation. In that case, I authorised the use of weapons.
At 10 o'clock, the alleged trafficker appeared. He crossed the Mekong River, so I sent a signal to the arresting team to go in.
On that day, we rescued 5 children, arrested 3 traffickers.
The most important thing about the Laos case was that it interrupted a supply of some 150 girls per year coming across with that gang.
I tend to not go back and follow up on the kids once they've been put into centres and that kind of thing. We partly because we don't have the manpower, and partly because if you've got a child of your own, whenever you see a child damaged to that, you think of your own child, and I don't want to keep going through that. Yeah.
The last time I was in Thailand, I met with a girl that we rescued recently. We were able to arrange a meeting with she and a social worker and parent. The girl was not a normal rescue for us. She was rescued on her first job.
She didn't realise that she was there to be sold for sex, and luckily it was Greyman doing the operation and not some pedophiles. She was extremely relieved to find out that she was safe.
ไม่อยากอยู่ค่ะคือจะกลับไปหาแม่คงไปไม่ได้อย่างเงี้ยค่ะถ้าจะกลับไปทางบ้านก็คงไปไม่ได้
She made an appeal to our organisation to give her assistance with the schooling. We met her at the school with a mother, and was enrolment day, so we had to find the fees, and you know. Her mother broke down, and at the time we were paying the school fees, and told us and had no idea that a child had almost been involved in trafficking, given that we rescued her on her first job. So it was a very emotional morning for us.
ความฝันก็อย่างอาชีพเนี่ยนะคะก็อยากเป็นพยาบาลนะคะ
That's just the tip of the iceberg, of course. It's one child, but it drives home the huge difference between what she was going to be faced with for the next 3 or 4 years, or for how long, and what her life will now be. And yeah, it's just poles apart.
I'm a police officer with the New South Wales Police Force. At the moment, I'm looking after the pedophiles on the Child Protection Register.
Joe Clancy heads up our Newcastle chapter of the Greyman, and he's typical of the sorts of people that are joining us.
The cause of the Greyman, trying to rescue children from child sexual abuse, struck a chord with me. I had a bit of spare time, and I thought, well, I'd like to get involved somehow.
He's helping us arrange functions and fundraisers, and says that in the near future he'll take part in some operations in Thailand. Anybody that wants to get involved with what we do, we always insist on a police check. We assumed from day one that we would, from time to time, be targeted by pedophiles. And there's no question in my mind that we have been already.
At our fundraising dinner, there was a person in the audience that turned out that they were under suspicion at one point of being a pedophile.
And you take the child away, and it's cost you approximately $20 Australian
There are some pretty stringent protocols in place, which I wouldn't go too much into detail on at the moment. And not only that, they are looking to improve them as we speak now as well. So in the very near future, they'll be even more stringent.
Greyman has a prevention program as well, and that involves assisting Till Tribe villages with projects that will bring income into the village to raise their standard of living, because poverty is one of the elements that leads to trafficking. When people are poor, they're tempted to make money in any way they can, and one of the ways they can do that is to let their children go off to work in brothels and karaoke bars, and then the family will get the money from that. If we can provide education to these kids, they have a much better chance in life, and there's very little chance that they'll be trafficked. So we support children in school, we transport kids to school. We also are implementing a craft centre for one village. When people come up as tourists, they can go in the craft centre, buy stuff, and then money goes into the village. Yeah, from here, 12 metres. So it's going to go back to that.
We think that this is a sustainable thing, creating revenue, creating jobs. And the whole idea, of course, is to give the building work to the locals.
I don't see it as the great white man comes to help the poor Asian people who aren't as smart or something like that, you know. I guess I see us as a catalyst for change. My wife and daughter have been very tolerant. In the start, I think Greyman was like my mistress, and my wife wasn't very happy about it. Now, she came up here with me, and she's flipped from seeing it as a competition for her attention to something that she's very, very supportive of. So you're starting to catch on that Daniel Craig and I are like twin brothers.
I'm so excited. This is a great opportunity to work with him, and I will be able to see what he has done and what he is going to do. I'm working with him together.
Personally, I'd like to spend more time with my daughter, my wife, pick up my guitar again, and have a life a little bit outside of Greyman. Well, you know, we've got enough good people to really run with it, so I don't think I need to handle everything.
He would like to pull back a touch over the next 12 months at least. That's what he's saying. I don't know whether that's going to happen. I know him well enough to know that that probably won't happen, but his face is now going to be shown publicly, and that will mean it would be a good idea if he took a lower profile.
I think, in a way, Thailand saved me. Through helping other people, it redeemed me as well, if that makes any sense. What I found is that living for yourself only gets you so far. But once you start living for other people as well, it makes a big difference in your happiness in life.